Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the Customizing Culture podcast by Heat Press Nation. My name is Jared Barbosa. I'm your host, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Jennifer Frank from Silhouette. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, dude, thank you so much for being here all the way from Utah.
From Utah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, for our audience members who may not know you, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit more, let everybody know, what you're all about.
I'm part of the Silhouette marketing team in Linden, Utah. And so I've been there 8 years. And
Nice.
Yeah, just love it. So yeah, I actually started out living here in California where I grew up in Lancaster, and then moved to Indio, lived there for a while. I was a teacher.
Okay.
So,
So you just went from desert to desert.
yes.
For those of you guys who don't know California geography.
Lots of desert.
Lots of desert.
The nice thing about Indio is it's 2 hours from the beach. That was great.
Yeah.
That was nice. So I was teaching and, just loving that. And then I started doing photography. And it was, bringing that creative side out. And then when we moved to Utah, found the job with Silhouette, been able to really just, be creative, and also education with crafting. So it's kind of a perfect match for me. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I'm also 8 years in the industry.
Okay.
Here. I started at Heat Press Nation in 2016. You started Silhouette in
yeah,
2016.
in 2016, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool. Now, I knew zero about any of this stuff when I first started. I literally just needed a job. What was your kind of experience level before you went to Silhouette?
Well, when I was a teacher, back in the day, we used those old die cut machines, and we'd have to kind of, make the shapes and all of that. And then we started learning about, cutting machines. And so we would use those for teaching and for decorating bulletin boards and, stuff for the kids. And so that was my experience with that. But then, once I got into photography, and it was just really fun to be able to, go from weddings and families to now photographing a machine, a CAMEO, a project, and then, photographing people using the projects and creating the projects.
So you got hired on as a photographer?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you're still doing photography, but I guess now you have like a more prominent role in the company.
And with the marketing team, you're kind of helping out everywhere that you can, and doing lots of things. Like when I started, I was going to All Things Silhouette and,
I love that show.
Summit.
Yeah.
What was your first year at Summit? I might have seen
My first year at Summit was 2019.
Okay.
Was the previous last year.
Mine was 2016. But yeah, I saw you in 2019 there at Summit, and then this last time as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, just learning lots of things over the years, and just really, diving into marketing, and also it's been great too, kind of bridging in with teachers, because I'd go into the schools and, provide the machines and get to see how they're creating with the machines in the schools. So that's been really fun.
One of the things that I've noticed that pretty quickly after, and I feel like it's been an eternity. I feel like I've been here an eternity, right?
Yeah.
In a good way. But one of the things I noticed here is there's a lot of education in this industry. There's a huge need for education. When getting started with something like a Silhouette, people need to know how to use it. And I think it's really unique because you don't find that in a lot of industries. You don't find the educational content so readily available when you're starting other businesses, but heat pressing, vinyl cutting, it's pretty unique. Is that something that you kind of noticed when you started at Silhouette? These people are really into education. Did that meet your vibe?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot that needs to go into showing people, how to use the machine and what different things it can do. And just really, one of our taglines is unleash your creativity, and just getting people to be creative, but learning how to do that, because there's a lot of technical aspects that go along with it. And a lot of times, we just met with an artist the other day, and so, creative and artistic. And she said one of the challenges is learning to use the technology and be able to, bring her designs into the computer and, do all of that. And so there needs to be a lot of education to help people to know how to do those things. So we have a YouTube channel, which helps with that. And so.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Of course, you guys have a YouTube channel, but on YouTube, there's thousands of Silhouette videos. And honestly, I love it. I feel like I watch all of them. Yeah. Do you guys find that too? You're people are posting content oh, I didn't know you could do that. Are they surprising you?
Yeah, all the time. We are trying new things and trying to see what works, and trying to see, can we cut this material, and what can we do with this? And yeah, it's really exciting. It's unlimited things you can try.
Yeah. Are you guys doing that a lot in the marketing over there? You're just testing different stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So now, if we could go a little bit back further into your story. So like, because to me, you have kind of like a dream job. Like, dude, you get to be creative. You get to do photography. You get
to travel.
Oh yeah, you get to travel. So like, growing up, like, were you always a creative person? Is it something you kind of discovered like along the way?
Well, growing up, my grandparents raised me, and my grandfather, he was a teacher, and I was always in the classroom with him, and watching what he would do. And I feel like teaching is a creative thing because, if you're going to be a great
Good
teacher,
teaching anyway.
yes, exactly, to be engaging and be able to, just get the kids excited about it. And so I learned that from him, and then I became a teacher myself. But I always loved photography as well. And creating has been a thing that I've really delved into since I started at Silhouette, creating just, more things than just for teaching or, that kind of thing, like more personal projects and things. So yeah, it's been really fun. And then travel is like my favorite thing. I remember when I interviewed at Silhouette and they told me that they're like, now we have a summit in Hawaii coming up. Would that be a problem for you? I'm like, not a problem at all. I'm in. So I was really excited when I found out about the travel aspect of the job. And I've gotten to go a lot of places. Like I said, All Things Silhouette is just a great event that is now a virtual event, which is still great. But before COVID, we got to do some of that.
Yeah, that was my favorite trip of the year.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Did you ever get to explore around Atlanta area after the show?
The one that I went to was here in Newport. Did you go to the one here?
Oh, yeah. So we did all of them up until they went virtual. Well, we still do them now, even though they're virtual. Yes. But yeah, so we did the Newport one, and then we did all the Atlanta ones. Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. And then also, launch parties and all the different things. I love being around the people. I love hearing their stories, and I love visiting artists and just getting to see what people are doing with machines. So yeah, it has been definitely a great match for me.
Yeah. I've said it before, if you guys saw, we did a few episodes of the podcast live from Silhouette Summit in Hawaii, and you heard me confess it like 40,000 times. Yeah. I'm a Silhouette fanboy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so you are. I love it.
So when I started here at Heat Press Nation, I knew nothing. 2016, I actually came on as customer service because I had a little bit of a job experience in customer service. So I was like, again, I needed a job. I was like, I could answer phone calls. So. And HPN was hiring. So I started here, and I immediately found love. I probably bought my Cameo within about a month of starting here. I bought my Cameo, bought Cameo 2, bought my heat press, and I was just sold. And I just absolutely sold on it. So going to like Summit for me was just like a fanboy experience because I love hearing about the machines and
just being around all that energy, all that creative energy. Just seeing meeting what people are doing.
Yeah, and then meeting people on the team who like actually made the stuff that I'm using in my own business. Because like I work here, but I have like my own side business. Like I do custom t-shirts for people, and then I also have my own like t-shirt line and stuff. So I love Silhouette. Can you share a little bit about the history of Silhouette? Like, because to me, I see Silhouette and I'm just like, it's like a magic halo comes around the name when I think of Silhouette.
Right.
But like for the people who aren't maybe not for the people who might not be familiar with Silhouette, can you share just a little bit about the history or the company?
Well, are you familiar with GraphTech?
Love GraphTech.
Okay.
Yes.
Really, industrial, bigger cutting machines for businesses, and Silhouette came on the market with the smaller size of that for small businesses, for, personal use, for crafters, and the thing that really was the selling point back in those days is not having, a cartridge, having it all software based, that kind of thing. And it was unlimited. We had the design store. And so it just took off because people were so excited. But we are based in Japan. And we have 3 offices. We have our Japan office, we have our Amsterdam office, and then here in Utah. Well, not here, in Utah.
Yeah, here in America.
But GraphTech's here, right here in California.
Oh, yeah, so, they're like down the street.
Yeah,
not down
they're
the street,
right here.
But yeah, they're like in like Irvine, I want to say, or something like that.
Yeah, they're just right here. So that's where it all got started. It's, creating that, because a lot of people aren't going to spend thousands of dollars on a giant, bigger GraphTech machine unless it's something that they need for their business. So this is a way that, really we have the portrait, we have ways that anybody could get started.
Yeah, and then what we've seen a lot, and again, my own personal experience is like people who want to start a business, and yes, they're gonna grow into the graph tech eventually, or maybe they're not. You know, because when you're starting a business, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Like you can have like the best ideas, and you can be ready to go, and you know you don't know if it's gonna blow up to where you'll get that big graph tech machine, or maybe it will, or maybe it won't, or maybe you just have a little bit of money to start off with. You know, you don't have that huge like budget. Like I think that's where the Cameo really just meets this huge need in the industry for like an affordable cutter that's reliable, gives you nice clean cuts. Like, dude, the Cameo's solid.
Yeah.
It's super solid. So like again, fanboy here. But I love it. And I like how you mentioned about the software, because that is also what sold me.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know, there's other cutters in the price range and the size range. But to me, the software is just such a leap beyond.
And it's really intuitive. It really, like, my background was, you know, Photoshop and, you know, with photography. And I just feel like I go into the software and it's just easy to use. You know, it's just, and then if you don't know how to do something, you can, you know, find it on YouTube or whatever. And like, there's always new things you can learn.
On one thing.
There's always new things you can learn. And then of course we have the different levels of, you know, different software that you can upgrade, you know, if you're doing more things, you want to run more machines, you know, things like that. But even just the basic free software, it's fantastic. And that's what a lot of people talk about, that they just love it, especially people that are wanting to create their own designs, and it's just unlimited. So
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. I could have literally spent an entire podcast just on the Cameo and Silhouette Studio. Like legit, like that's like you're tapping into my inner nerd here, all right? But now to kind of go on, because there's more to Silhouette than just the Cameo, believe it or not. Right. You guys launched a bunch of new stuff at this past summit. And for those of you guys who don't know what Silhouette Summit is, it's your guys' like annual conference. Actually, why don't you tell the people what Silhouette Summit is?
It's more of an internal event with, you know, we're having our retailers, distributors, you know, influencers. We're coming together and we're showing new products that are going to be released later. Actually, this year they were released pretty quickly after Summit, where in the past it's been like a little more of a wait. So it just depends. But we are, you know, kind of showing them off, and, you know, and having that time together where we can, you know, talk about it and show how they're, you know, show what you can do with them, get to know each other. And it's a fun event.
Yeah. Silhouette Summit was pretty stacked this year with like new product. You guys had the, of course, Cameo 5, which my favorite, right?
Yeah, the Cameo 5, that was exciting because, you know, it'd been, you know, 4 years since the Cameo 4. So we were ready. We were ready for that Cameo 5. And and then the Curio 2.
Curio 2.
Which,
so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool because it, you know, if anyone's used the Curio 1, did you ever try the Curio 1?
I didn't.
It's so different.
Yeah.
But then it's still doing it's just such an upgrade from the Curio 1.
Yeah,
you know?
the Curio 2 is funny. It feels almost like a completely different machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then Portrait 4 came out.
Yeah,
super
Portrait
rad.
4.
And this is the first portrait I've used.
Oh, okay.
So like we of course we've always carried the full Silhouette line. So we had the Portrait here, but I was like, I have a Cameo. Why do I need the Portrait? But then like I actually got my hands on the Portrait here, and I was like, dude, this is so much. It's so small and compact. I'm like,
so nice.
I get it.
Yeah, it is really nice. And the cool thing with the Portrait 4 and the Cameo 5 is that power feature. So you can use the, you know, you can have the heat pen, you can have the electrostatic mat, which will be coming for the Portrait 4.
Oh, nice.
It will be coming.
Very cool. Very cool.
A lot of people are very excited about that. And of course, the electrostatic mat was a huge game changer.
So this past summit was, I feel like as much as it was a big leap for like the line of cutters and machines, like the technology you guys announced, I was kind of blown away.
Yeah, the technology.
Starting with the electrostatic mat, because who's even touching that? Nobody.
Oh, no, it's totally patented to just us. Yeah, we're the only ones that have that. And it's really, really fun. It's really cool, especially for any paper crafters. I mean, not having that sticky mat where you're just, you know, scraping things off.
Yeah, so that actually, again, I love all the equipment. I do so much with everything. One thing that really kept me away from paper crafts was I tried it. I've done paper crafts. I've done cardstock, and it's just like having to like scrape it off and peel it off the adhesive mat. That wasn't for me.
Right.
Like,
And
I'm gonna be real. It just wasn't for me, and so that kept me away from paper crafts for a long time.
And especially delicate materials like delicate papers, it can rip and tear. And so the electrostatic mat, that was a really exciting one. I'm trying to think what else. I know that, the Portrait 4, like you said, a lot of people don't really think about it as much, but it's like, it can do the same things. It's just a little
workhorse, man.
Yeah.
That thing is super cool. And I think what we found out, or I should say what I found out, is people who are doing like, especially like craft shows or doing flea markets, and they want to do on the spot customizations. It's so tiny, and most customizations you can fit it in that kind of 8x12, or what does it say, like 8.5 by 12 or something like that.
Just like a paper size.
Like letter size. Like you could actually fit a lot in there. So so it's really cool.
So that's a great one. Yeah.
And then you guys dropped the IPT, which to me was just another one of those things where I was just like, of course, like it makes so much sense, but nobody else has ever thought of it. So it's like, whoa, it's just one of those things where it's just like, and sorry, I'm using the abbreviations IPT. Can you explain really quick for the people what IPT is?
All right, so the Intelligent Path Technology, or IPT. So what that means is, instead of just cutting a shape and going all the way around, what it's doing is it's cutting, and then it's cutting another way and cutting another way. And so that way it doesn't tear the shape. Right,
because and people who've cut paper, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're cutting in one single motion, maybe, like there's no tension on the loose end, right? So just kind of like maintain, I guess, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but it kind of maintains tension across.
Right.
So things don't get torn and shredded.
Right.
And
so it's one of those things, when you're using a machine, such as the CAMEO, you're not really wanting to think about that too much, right? You just want your project to look great, and you just want it to be cut properly.
You want to hit the button and have it come out right.
Right. Yeah. But it's kind of cool to think about the mechanics of how this is working. And so we learned about that at Summit, and, we got to see some of that in action. So, So those shapes will come out perfectly, and the way that it's cutting is a new technology to give that benefit so that you'll have that shape.
So here what we did was we did these like snowflake samples.
Okay.
And we cut 4 sheets at a time. I know you can, depending on what you're cutting, you can cut more, but there's no other possible way for us to ever cut like 4 sheets at a time. But with IPT, you can actually cut multiple layers of stuff, which again, it just blew my mind, because I'm like, oh dude, like, now because I cut confetti for my son's birthday party.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this was 1 piece at a time on the paper. I was still using my adhesive mat, because this was before we had the ES mat.
Oh yeah, the ES mat is
so I did it the old way. I'm cutting confetti 1 piece at a 1 sheet at a time. And so when I tried that, I was like, oh dude, this would have saved me so much time if I'd had it like 8 months earlier, it's really cool. And I think what's cool, I love when technology inspires creativity.
Oh yeah.
So we're there at Summit, and I got to meet some of the other influencers who were there, and everybody's looking at these things. And what's cool is that everybody is seeing, like, you see it unlock in their brain, like, oh, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do that now. So when you're witnessing that, it has to be cool to be on the other side of the desk there, seeing people just kind of like really enjoying your product. I don't know. Is there like a sense of fulfillment that you get?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I love seeing people get excited about it. And like you said, have that aha moment, come up with a new way that they can, do whatever it is, their business or their creative outlet for personal or for teaching or whatever they're using it for, and come up with a new idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really exciting, especially when they feel like, that they're the first ones who thought of it, It's kind of exciting. It's like, no, I don't want to look at Pinterest, because I want to think I'm the first one who came up with this idea. But
But I mean, when you get completely new technology and new products, you actually very well might be.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, with the ES mat, it's so new that, we're just seeing people starting to post things about it on, social media. And it's so exciting to see what they're doing with the ES mat, because it just came out, so not that many people even have it yet.
Yeah, we've had it, of course, because we're Key Press Nation. we get access to these
you
things.
get everything.
Yeah. So we've had it for a little bit, and it's just like, it's, first of all, it's fun.
Yeah.
But just in trying new things, we're like, oh wait, that was easy. I wonder if I could do this. And so the tech kind of inspires the creativity, and I think that's a really cool thing. 'Cause I know sometimes the creatives inspire the tech.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And you know what's really cool too is at the summit you guys you brought back the repeat job function.
Oh yes, the repeat job. That is like my favorite thing, because I need that again. Hit that repeat job. You don't have to open your computer up, and yeah.
Yeah, I felt really seen.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because yes, we heard the feedback, because we get the feedback like when the Ford launched. Where's the repeat job function? Right. Or people would email me, because I'm kind of the Cameo educator here. People would email me like, "Hey, Jared, where's the repeat job function?" Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, fun fact for you, it's got." So and me,
yeah,
I love the repeat job. I still have the Cameo 3. So when it was back, I was like, dude, these guys heard. So like, how much of that feedback kind of goes into how? I guess let me rephrase the question about how much of the user feedback actually makes it back to Silhouette and actually, is used as input for like new products.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely take that into account. We've had different surveys that we've sent out. We also have been doing things where we're going into people's homes, like home visits.
Okay.
And even just this year, we had some of our product team in Japan, and they came out and we went and visited some homes, and they asked all these questions, and they got to see how people are using the machines in their space, in their home. That's because not everyone has a big fancy craft space. Some people some people might be using the machine right at their kitchen table, or, just trying to see like, what are the things that you love, or what are things you wish this machine could do, or where are you storing it, or what are you, finding out what they're doing with it, and then using that information to develop new products.
Yeah, dude, I think it really shows on the Cameo, like, and I say the Cameo because that's one that I'm actually using.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Cure is great. Portrait's great. But I think it really shows in the Cameo, because to me, the Cameo is like, it feels like somebody who actually uses it designed it.
Yeah.
Because like there's some products that are out there, and I'm like, oh, you guys don't actually use this stuff. You just make it.
Right.
And then you get your hands on a machine like the Cameo, and it's like, oh, okay, somebody who actually uses this thing was behind the design of it.
Right. And that's really important, because there's so many different nuances to it and different things you're doing that you don't, unless you're actually making a thing, you wouldn't know, where to put the button, or how to do, like you said, the repeat job, or things that people actually want and that they're going to use.
Yes, exactly.
It's really important.
Everything. And it's so funny, because it's like, again, I know it's kind of like a cliche phrase, like I felt so seen.
Yeah.
But I really did, even down to like the doggone pinch rollers. I'm like,
yes,
this is easier.
Yes.
I hated the previous pinch rollers. If we're being real, I hated the previous pinch rollers.
Yes.
And then now you have these ones, and you're like, they saw me. They heard me.
Well, even with the Cameo 3, how the lid is really big.
Oh, yeah.
And people, when we would go do these visits, they would talk about that. And they'd say, this lid, I can't put this on my shelf and use it because the lid is so big that it's,
Yeah.
And so they're loving with the 4 and the 5 where that lid.
Yeah.
It's just little things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what do you call it? It's a streamlined profile.
Yeah. Yeah. And even just colors and finding out what people, what's important to them.
Sorry, you said colors. I instantly went to the matte black. I love that matte black
the matte black is cool.
Much.
Yeah. And I love the matte pink too. That's pretty cool.
Pink is cool. Matte black for me.
Yeah, that one's really cool. Do you have the ES matte in black as well?
Yes, we have. Yeah. Well, I don't personally have it. So at home, I still have the 3.
Okay.
But I don't really do a lot of cutting at home anymore anyways. Yeah. Like, because I'm always here.
Yeah.
So here I have the 5 in black.
Hey, that's the dream job of working at a place like this, right? Yeah. For me too. It's like, I tell my daughter when she needs a project, just come to the office and you make it here because we've got everything,
Exactly. And like at home, like so at home, like my heat press, it's not out. I don't have room for it. So I have a tiny spot, and then I have an 18-month-old, and he's just taken over our entire lives. Every corner, it's a toy. It's a baby. It's his house.
Now you can make projects for the baby. Do you do
Oh
that?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always rocking like cool little custom t-shirts to daycare and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's his house, and he says I don't have enough room for a heat press. So
no heat press. No room for the heat press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, there's so many applications. Even if I didn't have a side business, I would still have a Cameo. Just because there's so many things. For his birthday party, we did these little cupcake toppers where we got like his little pictures of him in different, mostly crying, which is really funny.
Yeah.
But we got little different pictures of him, and I photoshopped a party hat on him, and then we print them out on some like thicker cardstock, and with the Cameo we just cut them out, glued them to the toothpick, and then you have these little cute cupcake toppers and stuff. So it's just fun. Like there's so much. Especially if you're a creative person, there's so much you can do, even if you're not running a business.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you are running a business, like, and that is another thing I wanted to ask you about is like, how are you seeing people like making their money with the Silhouette products? Because it's fun, but like, hey, like for a lot of people, this is the backbone of their business.
Absolutely, yeah. We are seeing so many people using this for their businesses. We've got stickers, we've got, t-shirts, like what you guys are talking about. We're even, we're visiting artists that, this is their life. This is their business. This is what they're doing. Do you want me to tell you specifically some of their stuff?
I mean, the people
spoiler,
like,
but we are going next week. We're going out to Chicago, meeting with this sneaker artist where he designs them in this, in the software and cuts out the stencils, puts it on the shoes, and he, spray. Yeah, I'm going to get to see the whole process. I'm so excited.
Dude, I'm really jealous too because I've never been to Chicago, so I'm really double jealous of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we were just talking with, there's an artist up in San Luis Obispo. We want to go visit him at some point, a little further from here, but he does a pottery. And so that is
really, so he's incorporating.
So
how does he do that?
Yeah. So he's cutting out these stencils on his Cameo and, designing that all in the software. Again, the software is so great for your own designs. And then he is putting that on the pottery and painting it and then firing it and these beautiful designs.
Dude, that is
absolutely
so rad.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we love seeing how the Silhouette can really help people, take their business to, the next level and make things easier for them, because we met with the paper flower artist, and she would do everything by hand before she found the Silhouette.
Oh, nightmare.
Yeah.
Good for her.
And she was doing weddings, paper floral for weddings, just gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
And then when she found the Silhouette, she could make, she'll get jobs where she'll make like hundreds of lilacs. I mean, there's no way she can cut that by hand.
Man, just get carpal tunnel in a day.
Yeah. So that's something different. A lot of times people do maybe just think about the shirts, because that's, the kind of the popular thing, right?
Right, and especially here at Heat Press Nation, obviously that's like a big portion of our business.
And that's a huge thing. It's so fun to be able to make those customized shirts, But there are lots of different things people do. So those are just a few examples.
Yeah, and then and I'll just say this. Yes, it's t-shirts, but I've seen people do so many different, just in the heat press market, because that's of course, that's our main focus. But just in the heat press world, I feel like if you could fit it on your heat press, you could do it.
Yeah.
We've seen everything from umbrellas, denim
hats,
jackets.
Probably.
Oh yeah, hats, bags, totes, sweatpant legs, leggings, workout wear, really the whole gamut of just, if you could wear it and heat press it, you could do it.
Yes. Okay. We had a small business that she would make so much money every Christmas for her kids' Christmas because she was personalizing stockings using her Silhouette. Yes. And people pay, good money for that, because it's okay, I want my kid's name on the stocking or Santa bag or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was another little side gig, that I saw someone doing.
Yeah. I totally forgot about custom stockings this year.
Yeah.
So in the past I feel like I've done it all. I've done kind of outside of the cutting world, but I've done sublimation stuff for Christmas, ornaments and stuff. But a few years back, I did a few Christmas stockings for my family. I have a billion nephews and nieces, by the way. We're up to 14 right now, going on 15. Yes, something like that. And so this is a few years back. I think there was only 10 of them. I customized the stockings. I probably saw whoever you're talking about doing it.
Yeah.
I saw someone do it, and then I did it. And then my dumb brain, well, it's not my dumb brain, my dumb business brain didn't think to offer it for sale. Because when I posted the pictures, it was already like a week before Christmas. So I didn't have time to do orders.
Right.
But I had so many inquiries, and all I saw was just dollar signs, just
flying
away
like,
because
missed opportunity.
Yeah, but
for sure.
with the silhouette, you have so many opportunities to make money. And I know some people do it for the craft of it.
Right.
Love of the game. I love the game, but I also don't mind a few extra dollars.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want that, right? Yeah. And I mean, I see things all the time where people are saying, hey, can anyone, make this or personalize this? So just having that skill kind of opens those doors, and maybe you'll, maybe starting thinking about how you can make a business. Also, I've seen bakers using
okay.
And now they're not actually using it for the food, but maybe for their packaging, or like you said, the cake toppers, different decorations, things that they might, incorporate. But I know for, businesses like that, stickers and different, ways to package, to personalize and customize their business is really, really cool. Like a great way.
Yeah. You've seen a lot in your travels. So you've been the silhouette photographer for 8 years now.
Yeah, 8 years.
I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff to come through that lens. Are there any experiences that kind of like stand out to you, or projects that you saw that you were like, dude, that is so unique. That is so crazy. It's so weird. Like, is there anything that kind of like stands out to you?
When we went and did our home visits, we met with this lady who is a calligrapher, and she is just incredible, right? So she, by hand is drawing these beautiful, it's art, and she has these just beautiful quotes and different things that she does. And so when she found the silhouette, she was able to bring those designs, those beautiful handwritten lettering into the program, and then have it cut out in vinyl and and
that's cool,
and put it on and frame it, and she would give them away as gifts, and she was able to
that is so cool. Okay, and sorry, that's kind of triggering something in my brain. There is a font creation tool in Silhouette, if I'm not mistaken, in Business Edition. Like, it's stuff like that where it's just like, you guys like see us, you see the creators, and you guys have that stuff. Oh man, I absolutely love it.
Amazing. And then another really cool, different one that I just saw was a balloon artist who makes these amazing balloon arches, and then creates designs and personalizes them on vinyl and puts it onto these balloons. And these are bigger, more heavy duty balloons, with the
the balloon arches that my wife wants for our birthdays, and I have to tell her, no, we can't afford that.
Yeah,
those ones.
So we're seeing small businesses that are doing these balloon arches and using our machine.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah,
it's I feel like the options are endless, and to me, it just kind of goes to show, like, hey, Silhouette, like, they have your back, bro. Like the product is like, it's for the creator. Yeah,
and let us know too if there's something that you wish the machine could do, or that a new product or something that you would love to see. Let us know. Let us know. Yeah.
I love that. Not a lot of companies are that open to feedback. And so just to know that Silhouette, I feel like you guys are like a company of creators. I've met a few of the different staff. I got to meet you guys at Summit, and it's just like, oh, you guys actually make this stuff. You guys actually use this stuff. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And so I definitely feel like it's like you guys are like a company like for the creators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And just going into people's homes has been really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And like seeing what they're doing and what they're creating, and getting to go and travel and, see people, see their space, have those conversations. It's really exciting.
That really is. I feel like the creators, like the users, inspire the makers. Like, I don't know. That's just, I think it's just such a cool world to live in. I love being a part of this industry, and I feel funny even calling it an industry. Like, no, I'm just a heat press guy, and you're a vinyl girl. I don't know, like, dude, just like, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings it into more like a personal, it's not just like a cold company that doesn't care. It's like, no, we care. We want to know, what works, what doesn't, what you like, what you want to see, and how you're using these products. So,
dude, that is so rad.
Yeah.
Now you have a big trip coming up, and I'm going to be honest, I'm quite jealous. So please, if I'm looking at you with jealous eyes, just forgive me. Why don't you tell people where you're going?
Yeah, I'm really excited. So every year we call it our lineup meeting, and this is a very internal thing, so I won't be sharing what's shared at this lineup meeting, but it is in Japan and where our headquarters are.
Dude, so lucky.
Yeah, I
so
get to go out and see what the product development team has been working on.
Dude, so you're like the first, among the first set of eyes to look at this stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh, that is so cool.
So I will be doing some live streaming, not from, the room. We won't be able to show you, but you'll be able to see some of the experiences, what we're doing there. And we're going to meet with some artists, and we're going to go to some craft stores, and we're going to just get the whole cultural experience, while we're there. So pretty excited. Yeah, it's my first time. It's my
first time in Japan?
In Asia, anywhere. I mean, I've been to Europe, but that's as far as I've gone, as far as out of the country here. So
if you need to take a heat press consultant, you let me know.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, I'm really excited. And so those products will be shown, and then when it comes to where I will see you next is Summit. Yeah, we'll be able.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not officially announced yet, but we have our Silhouette Summit where we launch those projects to the product. We launch the products to the public. So
yes, I've been to 2 Silhouette Summits, both time. Okay, first of all, it's in Hawaii.
Right.
Already awesome. Yeah. Already super cool. But honestly, you guys could have had it in a basement in the desert, and I would still be pumped because dude, the new products that come out especially this past year, all the new stuff that came out at Summit, I was just blown away. And I am very much anticipating this year's Summit. I cannot wait to see what you guys are cooking up over there at Silhouette. I'm positive it's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited. Yeah, well, I'm excited. I mean, I know what some of the things are already, but yeah, I can't share that yet. No.
Darn.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. You guys are going to have to keep your eyes peeled, all right? Keep your eyes on the Silhouette accounts because, I can't wait. Well,
and I think it's fun because it keeps you being creative and learning something new. And I think that's the key, right? We want to keep learning. We want to keep growing. We want to keep exploring. And
yeah. Dude, that is super exciting. I have a guess, and it's just a guess. Actually, no, it's not a guess. I have a prayer for what it is.
Okay.
CAMEO 5 Pro, please, maybe. No, she's no. She has her poker face on.
I can't say. I can't say.
All right.
I can't say. But do you like the Pro? Do you use the Pro?
I like the size of the Pro.
The Pro, yeah. But you want it in a 5, okay?
Hey, is that?
I'll give feedback.
Just tell them. Yeah, just let them know.
We've had a lot of people say that.
If they could just make one for me, that would also be great too. You don't even have to put it into full production. Just have the shop. Just custom make one for me. Okay. I think we'd all appreciate it. I would.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Man, Jennifer, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I love, as you guys know, again, fanboy here, Silhouette fanboy here. And I'm not just saying that because you guys are here. Everybody here knows, I'm kind of the CAMEO guy.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why we're here.
As possible.
That's why we're here.
As possible. I'm kind of the CAMEO guy around here.
Yeah.
But truly, I love the product, and I've really enjoyed getting to talk to you today. Is there anything else that's on the horizon that the people should know about? Where can they find Silhouette on social media?
Well, we are on TikTok now. So
yay.
Yeah, I would love to see more people join us over there. It's growing, but
okay. What's your at on TikTok?
Just the Silhouette
at Silhouette.
Inc. Yeah.
.inc. Okay, nice. INC.
INC.
Yes.
Cool. Also on Instagram, Silhouette Inc.
Okay.
And
very cool.
Facebook, of course. Pinterest. We're there. Pinterest is a good spot.
I think we have a Pinterest account. I don't know if we've ever posted to it.
Pinterest is actually, a lot of people go to Pinterest for that inspiration. So
it's so funny. My wife, she's always sending me Pinterest stuff, and I'm just cool.
No, I think it's a little. Yeah, I think it gets forgotten a little, but it's definitely where people are going.
Oh, especially for inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got to make sure we keep up on the Pinterest and the TikTok, and so come. Oh, and then of course YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to find those tutorials that are so great. So
I love, and I got to say this, she's not here with us today. No, that sounds funny how I worded that. She's not in the room with us right now, but I got to shout out Callie. I've probably seen so many of her videos, and I feel like I'm the, I don't want to say master, whatever is right below master. if Callie's the master,
Yes,
I'm like a little bit down here because of her videos.
She's amazing. She's actually going to Japan with me, so it's pretty
cool.
exciting.
Okay.
She's amazing, and she knows the machines. She's using them every day.
Yeah.
Like just so extensively, and she's so great at sharing, what she knows. And
yeah, by the way, people may not know the Silhouette library is actually pretty huge as far as like learning something. And then if you don't know, and I just recently learned this, is as you're kind of going through, so if you're on the website, and especially if you're looking at the, I want to say it's like the features list for the software, like there's like a little video for every feature. Mm-hmm. Like it's very extensive, you guys. So don't say that you don't know because no one's teaching you. No, just go to the site. You'll be able to learn. Like you guys have videos for pretty much everything.
And we also have the Silhouette blog, Silhouette 101.
Yes. Oh, so helpful.
More information.
Yeah, very cool. Well, again, Jennifer, it's been an absolute treat talking to you. I really want to appreciate you and the team for coming out today and hanging out with us here in California. It looks like the sun came out just for you guys.
Yes, we were so happy because it's snowing in Utah and rain. It's like a rain snow.
Yeah, we've been raining out here for like the past week. So thank you for bringing the sunshine.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for having us here. It's been so fun.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys. And thank you for joining us. This has been Customizing Culture, the Heat Press Nation podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Jared Barbosa, and today I've been joined by our very special guest, Jennifer Frank from Silhouette. Thanks again.
Thanks.